I want to make the argument that you should live your life more like a poem, just when the opportunity arises, not all the time, of course. Most of the time, we live life more like a book, right? Like a story. Some stories are very dramatic, some are very detailed, some are short but overflowing, some are maybe a bit too long, repetitive, and plain. But every book has the same rule, right? It opens, it begins, it closes, it's over. And you only get to read this story once. So it's on you, especially if you have the privilege, especially if you're not someone just fighting to survive, to just notice where your story gives you the briefest of chances to live life like a poem. I've been saying this so much recently because people have been reaching out to me to try and understand maybe the way I see the world a little bit, which is humbling, to be honest. But they reach out when they're maybe a bit heartbroken or like worn down by some family drama or wanting like more from their friendships. Weirdly, they keep asking how I manage, and I have to sort of tell them like I don't escape any of this. My heart still aches. I still go through the same things you guys go through. Like, you're seeing the content, of course, but like the person, oh my gosh, I'm out here making all kinds of mistakes and breathing and living through all kinds of mishaps. But like, I've learned to kind of fall in love with the feeling. Not in a way that like traps me, not in a way that I indulge in it to the point that it keeps me locked away, just enough to let that moment become a bit of a poem. And sometimes I'll lean into it. I think that there are big ones. Obviously, there are romantic encounters. I get messages from people saying they're kissing more often. I'm thrilled for you guys. It's men and women, which is great. I've had my own dalliances too because of this app. Those are the big poems, sure, and we talk about those a lot, and those are obvious, and you should take those moments. Yeah, sure, slide into someone's DMs appropriately, ask somebody out, go for the kiss. It's all good, but I'm more like focused on the small stuff right now. I'm focused on like watching a movie alone while it rains and noticing the rain, pausing your book to find the sun trap so you can continue to read. I don't know, sauntering or eating slowly or being still or floating in water, yearning, listening to sad music when you're sad, complimenting a stranger's outfit, writing a letter to your friend. Today in Palermo, here in Italy, I'm literally doing this and looking at this big theatre as it is. It sort of gets caked by the sun, and it's like, that feels romantic to me. You know, that feels like a poem to me. But I also went back to this church. I went to loads of churches today, but the one I fell in love with yesterday was the Church of the Immaculate Conception. I went back, and this older woman recognized me, and she stopped. She looked me over, and in Italian, like, said something, going, you're back. I like this outfit today. And it was like I was in the beginning of a poem again that I hadn't quite been in, and she walked me in, and she didn't have to, and she just stood with me, and we both stared at the ceiling for far too long. For far too long. And she didn't have enough English to speak, so she just would like make these little sounds and gesture at things. And nothing happened, nothing changed. I just mentally checked in with the fact that this was a little poem. And I think that's the point. You just try and take notice of those moments, and then you'll know if you can lean in further or play a song to bring it out even harder than it already is. You get to decide how many times this happens, and you get to decide how much of this poem you want to bring into your story. I'm just here to say there are more chances than you think.